Welcome to Plan9Crunch. I'm Doug Gibson, and this is Doug Gibson still with his vampire hair from Halloween, courtesy of the dye job. It will go away eventually. And this is our read of the week. It is from Frank Dello Stritto, who's written many, many books. It's called Patron, Saints of the Living Dead, which is a fascinating tale where Frank weaves in all these movies and other culture to make a story about a man who is trying to find out the secrets his father once had. And this plays on the Voodoo movies that were so popular. And there's like 13 characters who you've met in movies and such who hold answers to some of these secrets. Now, I love how Frank will give so many characters, even ones you might think are potentially outside the particular genre. Let me read right now, just a little bit, a taste. We'll put a link to this book because it's a great read. Harry Belloway stood in a semicircle around an elegant-looking man. Next to him stood an older, heavy-set man. I had greeted them when they arrived, but did not talk with them. I could not remember their names. I asked Marty. Marty, by the way, is Marty in the movie Marty. Who are they? That's Dr. Pretorius and Harry Shunderson. That's not Pretorius. You're thinking of someone else. That's Noah Pretorius. He's at the medical school and has his own clinic. He looked on your father a few times when he was in the hospital. Papa's doctor? No, just a friend. I felt guilty that I had an immediate dislike of Pretorius. As I watched him, I thought him a pompous know-it-all. But he had taken time to care for Papa. I moved closer to him as he held court, charming the woman and silencing the men. A cadaver is not a dead human being, he lectured the group. The human body is not necessarily a human being. The love that was in the person, the hate, the hope, despair, memories, and desires that motivated every moment his existence ceased to exist when he ceased to exist. An elderly woman muttered, "It's not much fun when you get to be old." Pretorius had a comeback ready. It's even less fun if you don't get to be old. Everyone quietly chuckled. I could not imagine how Papa made friends with a man of Pretorius' stature and, quite frankly, his personality. Maybe another old army buddy. Pretorius rubbed me the wrong way, and I guess that Papa would have thought the same. Too many people around him for me to try to speak with him. I circled around him, chatting with various people, but always listening to the garrulous doctor. Just my usual twilight sadness. Did it ever strike you that days die pretty much the way people live, fighting for every minute of life before they give up to the dark? A small group hung on every word. He did not disappoint. Did it ever occur to you that skeletons always laugh? Why should a man die and then laugh for the rest of eternity? A few people whom I barely knew approached, said their goodbyes. I thanked them for coming. Pretorius prattled on. The frightening things we do when we're afraid to be afraid. More people wished me well and left. Okay, now the Pretorius is just another word that's familiar to monster, to boomers, a last name. I love this book because one of the 13 doctors, mad doctors, trying to do voodoo, I read that he had gone to the University of Pécs, which is a city in Hungary. And what was so ironic, reading this book in 2023, I read that very passage while I was in Pécs, Hungary, sitting in a park. So I thought that was kind of cool. So this is Doug Gibson for our Plan9Crunch Read of the Week. We're at Plan9Crunch on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. We are on Facebook as Plan9Crunch Podcast and Blog. We're on TikTok. You can like us at Facebook and TikTok. And we have a traditional blog where I have reviewed this book at Plan9Crunch.com. So thank you very much, and that's a wrap.